People are worrying everywhere, right? So I thought today share little bit things about what situation related with the today's situations. People are worrying. I heard that for the reason I don't know, someone suicided. Uh, Suicide, yeah. So maybe related with this today's situation or not. So actually, we should start from Shanti Deva text chapter. We done sixth, right? Now we should start from seventh, but not today. Okay, today, just open discussion. Let's see how we can help others, how we can change their mind or train. Hmm. Yeah, it's not simple. Usually, when we have a problem and big suffering in our daily life, in our monastery, what master will say, what master are saying it. So think what I taught. Very simple word. Think what I taught. Okay, at the time we were young, and then it's not really work, right? So think what I taught it. So and then, but one side is true that master do not have any advice more than what he gives it, right? So and then what the link they are missing between still is not help, but the master cannot do more than this, what he taught. Um, so then right now I'm realizing is after master taught it, we are not take it serious until the big suffering comes to us, right? It's too late. Of course, it not help. What? Yes, intellectually, I know what should think, what should meditate, and how should train our mind. So intellectually now, but when we applying at the practice, try to think it, and then many other questions comes. It's not really help. So therefore, it's really that missing is our daily practice. We hold it, this all idea, until big suffering comes, right? And then never train it, just hold it, right? Not train self by self. And then, of course, it's not really work. Therefore, it's not, actually, I'm going to say same things, think this yet, but this is not worked, right? This is not worked. And then, but it's cannot be very nice when people have that kind of suffering, um, because then again, when we are out of that situation and we're forgetting everything, right? So nice is at the moment, I'm just paying, oh, don't worry, just being nice and hugging, talk nice. Yeah, it's a little bit help at the moment, just become calm, but it will forget again, right? It will forget again, as I said, when we are out of that situations. So therefore, it has to be try to do both ways, like a not really nice, but talk strongly. What you think, what you do. So okay. Um, So this is the one problem right now we have to face, right? So, and this is not the first time happening in our world, isn't that? This is not the first time. This is not the first time. And then we have a long gap, which is not here, the another problem. There's been a long gap. Like before that is SARS, right? SARS?
Yes, SARS.
SARS, yeah. And now the voice, it has a long gap, then we forget it. And then everyone is just enjoy hanging around. They are not thinking necessary to do some kind of meditation. They are not thinking, have to train some mind, you know, because this is done. Future not happening it again. So it's happened. And then never know, like after 10 years, after 15 years, or after 9 years, never know what happening. When this is over, and then we might be get relaxed, calm, which is very good. And again, we are not thinking it's happening again. We just say, okay, now we are free. So then it will do same act, enjoying, hanging around, not really pay attention for meditations, not try to do mind training day by day. So, and then something happening again, then panicking, right? So that's the exactly way Beginning Buddha said, this place, this life is samsaric life and place, all be happening. It's kind of like a continuously having suffering, but as a long gap, you will not feel as a suffering, but suffering is there. Therefore, one thing is, as I'm always sharing you, it's not surprise for us as we learn what is this place, what is nature of this place, what is nature of the people who lives in this. We learn all these things, seeing more suffering and suffering day by day. Even people are enjoying, still we see suffering as we learn it. So therefore, continuously seeing suffering is not make us surprised when someone happens big suffering, because we continue seeing it. That's how we train. And yeah, the another side, compassion, of course. It's not really, I'm saying that we're seeing this all suffering, and then it's like we have what called familiarizations with the suffering, and then nothing empathy. It's not like this. How much we see suffering, that much develop compassion. It is connected with that way, right? So another side, compassion will be continuous, but as we see suffering, at least you can easily accept it. Through by accepting it, it's not makes you so big things, right? And then so far, I talk to my friends, hear from others' friends. All these are 80%. They are mentally make more suffering. If I have this coronavirus, what happening? My neighbor has it. I got almost getting fever. Maybe then so many things going on in our mind, the creating these things, and then it makes you extra suffering, right? So yeah, so first things you have to fix, which you adding suffering by your own mind, mental. That's you have to fix it, right? So stay with the practical. As well as you have a fever, go to check doctor. If it is coronavirus, still there's something cures, something that can fix it, right? If it's not, you're happy. So stay with the practical. Do not add it more suffering through by your thought. Good morning. Okay, so therefore, what I thought today again, we should know um, what means samsara. Either you reflect it or review it, or you're hearing first time, and then accept it, right? So therefore, I can share some stories Buddha's lifetime. Um, When the place in Vishala in India, I think that lady name is Vesaka. Tibetan word is a Sagama. Sagama, it could be Vesaga. So whatever the lady's name, I will call in Tibetan Sagama. Okay, the lady name is Sagama. So she, at the time, Buddha was in the Vishali village to teaching to someone, and then she really runs come to Buddha and shows very worry and sad. And then Buddha asked, "What happened?" And she said, "I'm lost one of my youngest cousin." So so then Buddha asked how old. He is 3 years old. And then she's crying and crying and crying. So because of she lost that. And then and Buddha asked again, how many you have a children's and grandchildren's? And then she said, I have a 16 children. And then also I have 7 grandchildren's. Now one is lost. Then Buddha said, oh, you have many children and grandchildren's. So she said, yes, I wish have more children and grandchildren. It makes me happy, enjoy. So, and then I'm not remember exactly the word by word, but some meanings there, okay? So, and then Buddha said, isn't that nice? All these Vishalis, people are your children and grandchildren. She said, yes. So it will be. So then Buddha asked another questions. Okay, how many people die in a day in Vishali village? So she think and she said, 9 to 10, at least one people at the day. Then Buddha said, okay, so then you are coming here with the worrying and sad every day to me. That the Buddha answer is. That she understand what really Buddha is saying it. Do you understand? Or what is really saying Buddha tried to say it? She wish, right? She wish all these village people become her children's, her grandchildren's. So, and then now she's very much worrying and sad with that lost one grandchildren, one of the grandchildren, which she have a 7 and then one lost. It's very much worry and sad. And then she still wish that all will be. Then day by day, people are dying, at least one. And then Buddha said, okay, so then you are coming to me every day like this. then she hands palm to Buddha and say, now I understand. So what she understand? What do you think? Part of life, okay. What really helped to her after Buddha said that? Buddha asked few questions, right? How many you have it? How wonderful if it's all yours? And then how many people die in the day? Then answer the finally Buddha say, okay, then you're coming to me every day like this. So then she learned it. She changed it then after that.
So if you can develop great compassion without the attachment, then you can accept.
She not really think that develop great compassion, but she think yes, everything comes through by attachment. Yeah. Yes. Then say, okay, I'm no more attaching to all these people. So she have a strongly attached to her children's and grandchildren's. Then when lost someone, it's a sad, it's a suffering.
So Geshe, I've had this discussion with other people. So then is that why monks, my biggest attachment is towards my children. So in the next life, I'm hoping I don't have children.
You have a lot of plans in next life.
That's my biggest attachment.
Okay. So, why are you waiting until next life?
Because I have two already.
Doesn't matter.
But I don't know how to detach from them. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, you should know. There are many ideas. There are many ideas, okay? You suffering right now. Then why are you waiting until next life?
But is that why monks don't have children? Because the less attachment you have?
No.
The easier
monks has a brother and sister. Monks has their parents. This is enough for having suffering, right?
The attachment for me is my children. I understand my mother, my family, my friends, but my strongest, and my pets. I should not leave them out. And my pets, my children and my pets. So I'm just wondering if that's why monks don't have children.
No, that's not reason actually. Yeah, okay. That's not reason. As you think that I said, monks has a brother and sister, their parents. Isn't that enough to bring them suffering when they lost it? When they start separating from them? Okay.
You know, I hate to say.
It's depend on your love children. How much you love children, monks can be loved that much love to their sister and brother. Same amount. That's true. Okay. Right? That's people have a different way to love. So how do you
detach from that? Give me an idea.
Yeah. So always I said you're not thinking that, right? Impermanent. So and then as more try to, as you are saying, okay, next life, that means you're already accepting next life. Then that life multiplied to think, okay, how many life I took it? How many life will be habit? And then at each lifetime, how many brothers and sisters will come? How many children will come? How many parents will be there? Each lifetime.
But Geshe, so what impermanence has done for me, it has prepared me to accept things, but it doesn't stop my suffering from them. It has prepared me to accept certain things about samsara, but it doesn't stop me from suffering from it.
Okay, at some point it's help, but it's not completed, right? So it's not really done with you impermanence. Still there, still you have to develop, still you have to meditate. But what I'm saying is, additionally here, as you accept it life, think more previous life, how many times you have children at the time? Is this same children what you have it? At the time, isn't that you have a suffering at the time? Then you will, right? You will become a parents again, future. You will have children, maybe worse than these children's. Never know.
But also, and this may be going off on a different track, isn't having children like the biggest form of ego, and we're supposed to do Well, lesson ego isn't like, isn't that, I can't explain it correctly. But a lot of people have children to, I don't know the word, I'm trying to find.
Okay, let's say, so related with your question, I can, so I remember another, like some kind of story. So I will be talking that. But one more time repeating, think that you will be habit, you were, right? And then same suffering there. Then why are you waiting until next life to overcome by this suffering? You should overcome by this suffering, right? So don't wait until next life. You are suffering right now. Shouldn't hold it. So okay, so that's the she realized it, the attachment to children's, attachment to grandchildren's, and having more relationship is like a brings you huge suffering, right? Uh-huh. Yes.
No, I was just saying that I think a lot of us think, or our culture says, you know, have children to kind of complete yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not really a good, I mean, that leads to the idea of completing oneself. It's kind of a selfish motivation, right? And I think what we, you know, learn is that, you know, that's not the case, right? We don't need to have children to complete ourselves, right?
Yeah, it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
It's not necessary to be happy married, you know, everything. It's not really the only life, right? People think, so life means has to be, find the partner, has to be children, has to be a house, has to be this and that. It's not really life, right? So these are not necessary. So, okay. So do you understand now what she changed by? So she understand everything's comes by attachment. Right now, what I have is suffering. Therefore, Buddha asked and this and that. And then maybe I think it's the Tibetan version and Pali version has a little bit different. It's continuously connected with this Vishala. I think the life story of her. So and then after that she has more children, and then it says like I think she has now it's a 35 something like that. Yeah, 35 children, and then the childrens are really what call it's kind of a big gang group. Their bodies, muscle, and everything is perfect and big, and they have their own pride. Okay, we are a gang and a big group. So then they are a little bit messing up in the village, and then king knows that, and then also some of the minister of the king trick them to how to finish this. You know, their group. It's like big things. You know, 35, like huge and healthier. It's kind of like some kind of water, you know, that looks like a, what do you call, has a big muscle who's ultimate fight. What's it?
Oh,
Wrestling things. Wrestling people are, you know, what do you call it?
Athletes,
What's that?
athletes.
UFC.
Yes. Oh, well, kind of like that kind of person, you know, the big, huge. So therefore, they have a pride. They're gathering together and then messing up in the village. So some the minister of kings really don't like it, and they wants to be finish this group. So then they trick it. So they give them very nice like a tool, things like a what a stick and so many nice inside hides the weapon inside hide some kind of weapon, like say stick. It has an inside knife, something like that, but look like very nice. They give them as a gift. So, and then one day the 35 people called to this king, and then the minister are already talks divisive speech between this king and the group, and they told the king, okay, they're coming to kill you with their weapon. So, and then king, when they came, then king checked it. They do have a weapon inside it. They hide it, which they don't know actually. The minister treated, right? So then king kills all these 35, right? And then what they did is the cut body and put in the box, send it to their mom to, and then when the mom see this all 35 body, nothing changed her face.
Oh.
Nothing cried. So, and then someone asked, it's when you were lost one grandchildren, you had a huge suffering. Sad. Now your own children's losing 35 together, you seeing in front of you that body. So why you not crying in like a sad? Why you don't have these things? So she said, right now I see the reality of truth. Earlier I did not see the truth of reality of the samsara, the truth of reality. I did not see that. Right now I saw the reality of truth. That was not makes me worry and sad to seeing this. That's the change. Because after Buddha taught, she first realized that attachment is the things, and continues Buddha taught, and she realized the emptiness, right? Which is, I'm talking the reality of truth. She realized emptiness. So then, as well as she realized emptiness, how much she's stronger realizing it, that much her self-centeredness and self-graspings are reducing it. The self-grasping, not grasping on self, not grasping on mine and me, right? So, so because these are not the self arises, these are just conditionally arises. As our condition is there, it happening. It is not conditionally, there's not happening. Conditionally arises, not the solid or self arises. So that's the way she realized it. So therefore, she do not have any affected by this, seeing all these 35 dead bodies in front of her, even she's mother. So that's the things what we can learn. Right now we have a suffering with someone losing it is by attachment. And then when you realize the ultimate truth will a lot of help. That's the message actually from this story I want to share. And then let's say understanding that ultimate truth, understanding that reality. Dromtemba and Atisha has a dialogue between talking about what is the magicians, the magician. So, and then Dromtemba asked Atisha, what is the example of the magicians? Then Atisha gives some kind of story, said earlier time, there one Shiriman and his friend, in Tibetan name is Dasang. And that person name is Shiriman. So Shiriman has a wife, and his friend's name is Dasang, who is magicians. Then Dasang came to Shiriman and say, okay, you should learn magic because you can make more money. So he not really interesting on that. And then she said, it's better to have one horse instead of learning all these magic things. So one day he is in outside, and then his wife cleaning inside kitchen and sometimes cooking. She's what called yarn, like making like a yarn, outside. And then his friends comes with a white, like a white horse, and then say, "Do you want to buy this horse?" And then Sherman say, "Yes, I like it, but I don't know how good it is." And then he said, "You can test it." So then he ride on a horse, and then immediately, like suddenly, horse runs and runs, never come back. It runs and runs, and then it's become more dark. He's in the middle of the forest now because the horse runs, and then he's dark. Then there are no place to go, and then he's really worrying because it's forest. There are many wild animals there, right? Could be take their life, and then so he keeps searching the place where can he go, and then suddenly he saw the smoke at the space like a sky, and then he look at that. It must be someone there where I can see smoke. Then he just go direct that where he can see the smoke, and then he found one family there. Only the one family in the middle of the forest, middle of the jungle. So, and then he might thought it is maybe what called wiki, which was it? Right. So he might thought that kind of beings, which maybe it maybe harms to me, but it's better to stay in a house because outside the more danger can be animal tiger and that can be killed. It's more danger outside. So just then he asked, "Can I come in?" And then one lady there who has 3 daughters, and then she welcomed to him and let him stay in the house. And then still he's worrying. Then the old lady requests to him, "Now you cannot go everywhere. This is the middle of the jungle. You lost everything. You shouldn't have any hope. You do not have any hope, go back to your house." So first she asked, "How you come here?" And then the story, the horse bring me to here. And then said, "Okay, there are no way you can return to your house. Maybe better stay here and take one of my daughters, your partner, and then keep this all as my house. I'm not stay longer alive because I'm old." She cursed to him, and he thought it better accept it instead of finding way to go back. Then he accepted, and then continuously long time after he has 3 children. And one day, so his wife went to pick up some kind of wood for fire.
Which one? Sorry.
Now
New
he have only connected weather recently, that's yeah. So because he cannot return it to her, his original, right? So okay, and their wife, the new wife, has 3 children, and then that wife went to pick up some wood for fire, and then while she's returning, he thought, okay, why not I'm bringing 3 children near like a river and then just hang around there. They have some kind of relax until she come back. Then he brings the children near the river, and one children is going like this, like a very baby, right? And then the children saw the moon in the river, and then tried to grab it, fell down. So, and further tried to try to save it, and then another children's run and jumped and saved him. And these children also bring by water the rivers. Then he lost 2 children by rivers, and then one youngest baby is in there, then suddenly tiger comes and then eat the younger baby. So he lost the same time all these 3 children, and too much worrying, and then he has also worrying about if she come back, how I can tell her all this story, and then very much sad and worrying, and then his wife's come back with some kind of wood, and then ask where the children's. And then he said truth, all this, how he lost his 3 children. And yeah, then she is overcome by suffering to hearing this lost 3 children at the same time, right? And she jumped suicide. She said, think, okay, there are no reason to like stay alive. So maybe better I also go. So then she jumped in the river. Same time she suicided. Then now he's the only who left, and then he think, so I lost everything. And then he also sees that his hair is very white, it's old, aging, and then again he also thought there are no reason to alive. And then he actually, and then he also jumped it, and suddenly he is near his original house, right? So then his first wife is still in the kitchen singing, the sweeping with the singing. Then he has very angry. I had that much problem many years, many years. I have that much problem. Now I'm returning to my own house. Why she's not worrying? Why she's singing? And then he yelled to her. So why you are singing? I have that much problem and suffering in my life. It's long life. So I lost a long life. Even you are not finding me. So still you are, looks like you are happy. So he strongly yelled it. Then she said, what are you talking about it? So I'm just, I start my sweeping from, I'm not completed, not finish it. So, and then your tea is still, it's warm there. And then I'm cooking while you are outside yawning, I'm cooking there. So everything is there, you are there, I'm here, everything is as goes. I didn't see anything that like long, many years you are lost in, right? So, but he still not believe it because he have a direct experience this all, right? He did not believe to her what she said it. But he hear from her all this looks like a truth, but not believed it. And then she pointed to the urn, say, see, this is the you started, still there. Then he look at, think at that, not 100% believe, still confusing now. He got confused, right? And then after 2 days later, his friends comes, then talks, and then his friends, he tell all the story to his friends. And his friends say, you are never moved from here, how you can go get in the jungle? So, and then you not complete that yarn which you started, and this is not that like a big, right? Like a long, but you are not completed. How come many years you have a children and all these things? So he tells all this like a reason that these are not real. And finally, he realized it, which is truth, and then he got more relaxed. So, and then Atisha said, yes, our life, our relationship is as like this, as like a dream, as like a illusion. It's like a music. But you had to feel, you have an experience, you have a worry, you had a sad, all this you have it. But right now, when you understand, it's all fake, how you feel it. Before you understand all is fake, how you feel it. Right? So how should be? Before he understands this all is fake. He's really worrying and sad and angry inside there, right? So after he realized that the moment, it's like a pouring water in the fire. It's gone, everything. All this sadness is gone, worries is gone, everything is relaxed, right? This is, you can be example that inside like a, what called, so the emotional attacking things, right? So you can apply that lady, say she, before she lost one of the grandchildren's, very much worry. Now she lost 35, she has her own children's, no worry, right? It's the same like that. He dream it, he deluded by magic to seeing this all family, long year, many years, lost in everything. All this feeling he have it. Once suddenly he realized it's fake. It's gone, all this emotional attacking things, affection things. Yes. Yes.
This is only my second time
Oh,
here, so
okay.
I'm learning just how the discussions happen. But I earn my living as a psychologist,
Okay.
and with that work, I am very aware to protect, to help myself and to help people who I work with, to protect the sanctity of their mind. Right? They must take care of it, and they must protect it. With attachment, I struggle with the idea that all attachments are illusion. In my work, I make a distinction between healthy attachments and unhealthy attachments.
Oh, okay.
And like, I have an attachment right now to learning more. That to me is a healthy attachment. If I came here for some other motive, that would be an unhealthy attachment. So are you suggesting that all attachments, whether they be healthy or unhealthy, are at its core an illusion?
Yeah, I can, some point, yes. Some point, as I say, ultimate reality, when I began with the ultimate reality, or like conditionally, how worked it. There's two is different. So what you're talking unhealthy or healthy attachment is, it's conditionally. The ultimate reality all are the illusions. That, of course, we have to talk more on that. How come it's illusions, right? So one thing's, yes, what we talked it, you have come to here to learn. We do have wants to help other. We are always having that to try to attain enlightenment. We are free from suffering. This all, we are not call it attachment, to which I want to free from suffering, which I want to attain enlightenment. We call it aspirations. So that aspiration is not necessary comes through by attachment, but it could be mixed with attachment. But the aspiration could be comes with a reason. How you, once, like say, some medicines you really don't like it to eat it, it's like a bitter, right? But you are eating it with reason. You do have an aspiration to eat that medicine with a reason, therefore you're eating it. Still, you are okay, but you do not have any single attachment to eat this. So that's what makes us different, to see aspiration without attachment. So interesting without attachment. So it could be possible that we believe it. So therefore, it's not necessary every single desire, every single aspiration should be associated with attachment. It's not necessary that we taught it. So therefore, it could be attachment, it could be not. So that's, again, we can think again on that, right? So it's as that I give an example of medicine. So and then it's naturally, innately, yes, we all most of the time our aspiration is like 90% goes with attachment, right? 90% go with the attachment. This is how we are right now. So we call this realm is desire realm, because the people have more stronger desire than like other reflections, and also their enjoyments, most of their enjoyments find by their own desire. So therefore we call desire realms. Of course, they will definitely have attachment there, but also we try to separating different type of mental, like a consciousness or mental things. There are many different type of mental, which is negative, which is positive. That's also, we also talk a lot on that. Yes, this I just like to share to you. It's not necessary attachment have any aspirations. And then one thing, as part of talking about delusions, sometimes we call conceptually arises. It arises by conceptually. So everything what we are labeled, table, chair, man, human, window, door, whatever we said it's there conceptually. Beyond concept, if like a which is really door, if you analyze that, we are not found it, which is really window, which is really chair, which is really table, we said is couldn't found it. It's also a little bit understandable with the relativity, if you know the dependent origination relativity. So there's also help. I hear from the Sham, one of scientists who are like a physic. When he research, everything is not strong. Then he is very much concerning working on any kind of like a bridge or street or road. What he sees kind of all this what called easily breaking. That much he researched more physics things, then he sees everything is easily breaking because it's not strong connected each other. So then he's very much working, worrying and like concerning to work outside. You know, that much he, which we see that wall is strong and solid. He did not see that much, or how we see it. So we can take this as an example as an understanding what is the ultimate reality. Also, as I said, beyond the concept, we are not really found it what it is. And also, label and things has a gap, right? So right now, we say, what is this? All of you will say table, Tibetan design table, right? What is this? You will say table. But these things comes first, the level of table comes later on that. It has a gap. But once we level on that, then we totally thinking it is now like a very dualistic that we cease and we talked. The level of table and these things are dualistic now, right? Therefore we call it table.
What do you mean by that?
Dual, I mean like a one is like a no
Table and the label.
table and these things. Table is label,
Yeah.
right?
Merge.
Table and these things. Urge, yeah.
Merge.
More, yeah. You I think once they merge it, then you think it's one.
Yeah.
You think it's one. Table and these things one, right? But the reality is not that. It's the label of tables comes later, and then these things comes first. As well as go more deeper and deeper, and then we found only the label or concept, merely just everything is just merely labeled as we said it. Understanding that kind of things, that understand everything is some point of illusions. It's not like 100% illusion, right? Part of way to look at the ultimate reality, you can see more illusions. Way to look at the conditional reality, you can some point is right there. So we have to combine these together, understanding conditionally there, but the reality, ultimate reality is not really there, right? So that kind of things I'm talking to understanding everything's illusion.
So the table versus.
No, I'm like say it's becoming one, right?
Yeah.
Merge, and then we not just merge for our mind. Now it is table now.
But what is merge?
Name
Okay.
and these things. It's merge.
Okay.
After merge,
Yeah.
now it's nothing. We are not thinking it's merged two things.
Yeah.
It's just one thing's there. It's table. So yeah. So that is also help. Like all this emotional attack. You can take another example here. Yes, right now we have a very much worrying emotional attack to us by suffering, by worrying and sad. But once this situation is over, then we will have relax, right? But that relax, you can think right now. You don't have to go, seeing ultimate reality or not reality, but you can take another advice from that story is, when it's over, how my mind will be, right? Right now, how is my mind? How is my thought? When it's over, how my thought will be. So think these two between, and then try to make yourself more calm to understand, yes, when it's over, everything's okay. But
find something else to worry about.
no, right now it's to have a worry about with this coronavirus.
Yeah.
This is the own things. Individually they have always have a something, right? Always have a something. But also we should accept there's sometimes they are enjoying it, right? So right now they are not really enjoying it. That's why I'm taking an example. Therefore, maybe we shouldn't mix everything together. When it's overcome, this, of course, we will be relaxed then. No more worry about the coronavirus. Very much less thought on that, right? Yeah. So that's like how can shift this worry to not having worry. You can take this example and then also analyze it, how much you are adding that worry through by your own mental, which is not fact. All this mixed together, then it's really you are suffering. Mm-hmm. You want to say something? Uh-huh. No, I'm just, you said it. I thought you are handwriting.
Somebody that's not even just a little bit familiar with ultimate and conventional truth, which is what we're talking about. I don't know if you're familiar. It's very hard hard to grasp in the beginning. It's very, very hard to grasp. And the other thing is, for me, I don't, if I'm understanding correctly, could you say that to accept suffering is to transcend suffering?
Yeah, of course. It's once you accept it, it's very much makes you calm. When you accept it.
I've been working on that.
Yeah. So same like we do have a many suffering in our daily life, right? So like I said, sometimes working for lazy people, the working is suffering, right? But when they accept it, not feel suffering. Something like that, like sit on the one cushion long time, it's a suffering. But when they accept it, they do not feel it, right? So having long conversation with the people is some point, some people it's kind of suffering, which who don't like it. But when they accept it through by thought, some reason, then no problem.
Because what I find is I belong to a group of people who are suffering very much. And in that group, what I find is that they think that they don't deserve to suffer this way. They think that life should be happy every day. And I think a lot of people in this society think we should be happy every day. And when I realized that, you know what, maybe that's not the way things are supposed to be, and these are the cards that were dealt me, and let me deal with that, it became easier for me. And I see it becoming easier for other people when they accept that, you know, hey, you know, life isn't just about all, you know, happiness and, you know, flowers and this and that. So when they accept what has happened, I see them relax a little bit. So,
some points they are right? Life should be happy every day. At some point it's right,
but
right?
you're trained to believe that. Society, the media, everything will train you to believe you should be happy 24/7, and that's just not the truth.
Yes, let's say it depends on how you can make happy, right? So life should be happy every day. What I also like to say, life should be happy every day. But one thing to remind me, Deshanti Deva said, everyone wishing happy, but they keep running after the suffering. Like everyone wishing to free from suffering, but they keep running after the cause of suffering. That's the said it. Yes, please.
I was going to say that from psychology too, it's there's a way of thinking that depression and anxiety and worry and other forms of suffering are the result of, in our thoughts, wanting something to be other than what it is. So, you know, I can say that life should be happier. The minute I say should, it is introducing an expectation that is grounded not in reality, but only in my thinking. So it is my thinking that actually introduces the suffering and becomes the block for being able to see that there's some truth, that there's a truth that I am not seeing, and that is it doesn't exist in and of itself. It exists only because I make it so. With my thought, right? Your example of the table. You know, if everyone came into this room and somebody called it a table and somebody called it a book and somebody called it a chair, we could have no conversation. Right? We would have to at some point agree that that is called a table. But table by itself does not exist. That is, we make it so. Before that, right? That becomes it is wood. Yes. Right. Yes. And wood is tree. Right. Yeah. And tree is from the earth. Yes. So, but we don't think that we don't talk about that tree. Yes. So we agree, because we're social animals. We agree that is a table. But if our thinking, if we have different thoughts, and somebody says no, that's not a table. That's a book. We can have no conversation, and then suffering comes from that. Right. So then in that moment we are creating our own suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I believe that we create our suffering, and I think that we create its opposite as well. And I am personally successful at doing that maybe 10% of the day.
Yeah, okay. So interesting, yeah. So interesting. Also, it's true. But one way, like say, yeah, most of the time we're creating our own mind, which is I really agree with you. But as my perspective was saying, yes, every time life should be happy, right? So yes, expectation is there. But that's expectation the expectations goes with the reason that is very much possible that life will be happy. So the expectations goes with the more just attachment or just expectation, nothing to anything. That expectation makes you suffering. Because you do not move anything, you do not do any practice, you do not think anything, or you do not do anything, just having expectation. That's not happening every time, just waiting for having $1 million, never have it, right? So then that brings you suffering when you realize I do not have it. So as expectations goes with the reason, yes, I want to be happy every day, what I can do for that? Okay, someone said, think this. Yes, let's try it. Oh, it's not worked. Or someone said, do this. Okay, let's try it. Oh, it works. Now I'm doing this. What else now? So day by day, time by time, we are finding how my life can make happiness. And apply and on your mentally and physical practice, day by day. So with the test, right? After test, you really apply for that. That my belief and my perspective is really true, comes true. Life is happy every day. So I can very simple example. I can say it like say anger is one of the causing us having biggest suffering in our daily life. But my expectation is yes, I want to be happy. But angry, I don't want to let it go angry. These two is contradictory, right? I want to be happy, but who's not making me unhappy is anger. But I also need to hold it. Those two is not working together. So, and then my experience when I was young, very angry, I always associated. So right now, very much less angry, that much more happier. Something you do it, that much you gain it, right? So, and then if you gain more happier once you reduce your anger, then find out what another cause makes me unhappy. Okay, reduce that, and reduce that, and reduce that. It's possible, very much possible that you can have life happy every day, every moment. So with if you go with the reason, not just merely expectation, so that I think, and then of course also my belief, yes, people say this is table, someone say not, this is book. Actually, as you said, there are no way to do conversation together because we don't have any common ground there, right? So they don't have a common ground there. But exactly, we are saying like this with the Buddha, as I believe to Buddha. Buddha saying, okay, this is the right path. We are saying, no, this is the wrong path. For one day, we accept this right path. How? Right? So at the very beginning, we are not saying, no, compassion is weakness. Compassion is not the right path for me to bring more peaceful and happier in my life. But Buddha said, okay, compassion is one of the best to bring you more happy in your life. So most of us not agreeing with it. Most of us, we're not seeing it's really right path, because when we apply compassion, I become more weakness. I become more weaker and weaker. And many of them taking advantages from me. Many of them blaming me. I'm losing everything as I'm just compassion. I'm losing it. We found this way we totally separate than what Buddha taught it, right? And then that person who is really totally disagree with the Buddha, who's saying compassion is the best way to find more peaceful, totally disagree, right? But it's possible that same person one day can agree. How? That's how come we change this to there? Who say it is book? I believe we can make this person to accept this is stable, not forceful, right? We are not forcing them. The forcing is not always worked, of course not work. We cannot force them to, you should accept this is stable. And then you shouldn't be angry if someone have not accepted this stable. This is your own view, your view as this is stable. But someone says book, your view could be wrong. You have to analyze your view. It's right, then you see, okay, they are going to wrong path, they are going to wrong thought. How I can explain it? How I can make them accept this is stable? Then I believe no one there to understand after explanations, after giving reasons, after proved it, right? So when the airplane's flying, some being who is in the Amazon jungle might say, oh, birds, big birds flying, right? But they don't know. We are 100% time we say, okay, I mean like many times we said, oh, this is not bird, this is not bird. They will not understand. Bring them, let them touch it. Let them see it. Let them see it's flying by machine, everything. Then they accept, okay, it's not bird. But way beginning, they totally agree it's bird, not some kind of heavy ions bring like a ghost in the space. It's not really, it's impossible, right? But when they see it, and then it comes in a common ground. So therefore, what I believe is all this reason and proving makes us common ground. So that's we can as I'm talking based on human being, but you know even dogs know the dollar, right? So dogs, they're not value in the dollars, just paper for them, just something there, right? It's not really value it. So when their owners explaining dog, okay, this is some value it, and then you go and buy something from a store, right? I saw one dog, that what the master doing is put some money in there, they have some bag, put there, send them, and they go, and then like a shop owner take their money and put the things right down there, they put it there and then come back. So when we teach the dog, it's something valued, they understand. You know, but some animals there never ever understand whatever we explain it possible, right? That's I think even we try, it is kind of silly, trying silly. But we see who have a potential to understanding the reality. It gives us always hope and believe, yes, we can let them understand what is reality, what is things are. So that's the how way we are trying to overcome by suffering one by one. Yeah, so disagreement and agreements remaining until they understand clear. When they understand clear, it's change. So that is actually my belief. And then of course, it also be overcome by suffering. Yeah. Huh. Yes.
So you're talking about illusion and plane. So every time I'm on a plane, I always think in my house, this can't really be happening. This has got to be an illusion because I can't figure out the physics of it or how it's working. And I'm up there and I'm like, this has got to be, I have to be. But even if it is an illusion, if something was to happen to that plane, even if I know it's an illusion, I'm still frightened. Illusion or not, I'm still frightened.
Yes, illusion conditionally, that's true. It can be some happening, right? Of course, the first time when I flying, it's very much makes nervous and worry because I'm way high the space, and then once down, only the way to dying, right? There's nothing left having like a light. So that's worry, and then think. Even I go in a drive, we think it's more safety. Train, we think it's more safety. Or some other which is grounded, we think is more safety. Walking, we think is more safety. But every has some kind of problem, right? But they created car to reach here to there. If you drive well, you will be safe. Same as airplane. I think this all analyze it, right? I think this all, do I need to really worry on that? They create so exactly what I can fly. They test many times before they comes in public, right? And then do I need to really worry? And then another side, I believe karma, right? If I do have a karma, it's happening something. If I do not have a karma, right? The karma, and then what the fact happening, and then so far I fly many times without any worries, even like shaking in the middle of the strong wind, the shaking, no worries, no worries for me. It's okay, just watch movie. Yeah, so when times comes, like sometimes people fell down in like a second floor building on the ground, no dies. Sometimes people do not die. Sometimes people first floor to fall down is dies. Never know, right? So it's not really, of course we need to be always careful, but not too much grasping in a life. That's grasping in this life makes you more suffering. So it's relaxed, life is life. Try the lifespan with the meaningful until die. And then, try to have more peaceful life. Try to help more others. That's meaningful life. I try one day by day. Whether people kill, whether airplane kills or not, has to be go one day. Right? If you die earlier, if you die later, has to be die. Right? So now airplane is one the condition let me die. It's not make me some kind of different things. It's a little bit earlier died, it died. Because you have to die the later. There's no way to you alive like 200 years, right? So this all thought, analyzing, reason, I'm thinking, and I do not have any nervous when I fly. So, yeah, that's how actually we're trying. And then the point I'm saying here is not that you only knows what is the samsaric place in beings. Also, you should accept it. Accepting it, then it's okay. She accepted. She knows samsara. She sees reality. She accepts it. No problem. Even like 35 children die. Before, she do not accept it. Very much worrying about that. Even one grandchildren's lost. Right. Same. I can take another story that I accepted. One mother lost her children, then she very much expecting that the ones to bring back. Then she never let it go. She holding it, even the die baby, day by day. And then when people taking out, she not giving it. She hoping and expecting that bring back. So, and then some of the Indian sage wants to criticize Buddha. Then they advise to her, okay, so one people can do that, bring back your children. Then who? Buddha can do that. So then she already have a strong expected, and then she said, wow, it's very nice. Then she holds his children and runs in front of the Buddha and then asked, please help me. The many of them giving me advice that you can bring my children back. Please help me. So then Buddha said, yes, I can bring your children back. But give her more hope and make her relax at the very beginning. So yes, I can bring your children back. So, but with the condition, one condition. And then she said, what is the one condition? Go to your village, get the one rice of one hand of rice that the family who do not have anyone died in their family. Once you get that rice, I can bring back your children. Then she went to all village door by door, door by door, door by door. Everyone has someone died. Recently died, or long time died, children died, parents died, brother died, sister died. Everyone have a story. Someone died in their family. She never ever found that hand of rice from who do not have anyone died in family. Then suddenly she realized everyone dies in their family. So then she come back to Buddha and again bow down and accept it. Okay, now I'm accepting I cannot return it. I accepting young boys died. So she released her expectation, she released her attachment, the knowing what reality is. She accepted. Once she accepted, she's okay. She can let him go, let the bury it. That makes you different, accepting or not accepting. So it's not only the understanding. It's important part is day by day is practicing, day by day is knowing, day by day is try to overcome by your own suffering. It makes you every day happy. Okay. Okay, any suggestion, thought, question?
I just had a question about aspiration and attachment. You seem to be suggesting that aspiration can kind of change the quality of attachment.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to ask you to talk a little bit more about that because, aspiration can have the quality of attachment and how to, engage aspiration without attachment.
Yeah, so earlier I give example the medicine, the bitter medicine. That's easier to understand to separate between attachment. Attachment, what does mean attachment actually, right? Attachment is not that you want, only not that you wanting or you liking. You wanting, you liking, but you don't want to be separated. That's the attachment. You don't want to be separate. What you want it, what you like it. That's the attachment. Just wanting, liking is not attachment. It could be, again, without attachment, you can have a wanting and liking mind. But when at the same time, you don't want to lose it, you don't want to separate it. That's the attachment. That's associated with attachment. Let's say, again, day by day job. Like after a long time, we really don't have a desire and attached to go back to my work, right? Now Monday morning, okay, I have to go, right? So, and then some aspiration there that you going to their work, right? So, but really, do you attach to go back to work? It could be, but it's not like black and white, right? Some people have attached to their work. That's another point. What I'm trying to giving like an example, who do not have really like and want to go back to work. But at some point that brings you aspiration to go to work. If you do not have this aspiration to go to work, you will not go. You will be like sick or many different ways to excuse, right? You will not go there. Some aspiration brings you go there, but really you don't like it, don't want it. That's either, I cannot say it's completely like detachment, but very much less attachment going back to work. But aspiration is there, right? Yeah, so
so that's like aspiration and acceptance can kind of release. And you can aspire. I don't really want to go to work, but I'm going anyway. I'm accepting that this is. Yeah,
that's because some aspiration you might say, okay, I have to make money, I have to go. So that aspiration, I'm going it. So that's the aspiration. I think I cannot say without attachment. For us, very difficult to find it. There, the aspiration and wanting and liking mind, 100% detach it. So very difficult to find it. So, but you can see very much less attachment, but still the wanting and liking and aspiration is there, but very much less attachment. This is possible. But that less attachment, we can make completely detachment. That's possible also. So that's we tried. But the part of the knowing, yes, always I'm giving the bitter medicine as an example, as save my life, the aspiration to eat it. But you don't have a desire and any attachment to eat that medicine. That's aspiration, less attachment. Wanting and liking mind, less detachment. Less attachment. So far mine, I found this is the good example. Let me think again, they might have another good example.
An example I have seen that made it make sense to me was of a flower in the ground.
Okay.
And I could go and I could look at the flower and think it's beautiful, smell it beautiful, and walk away. And another person thinks it's beautiful too, but grabs it out of the ground and tastes it.
Yeah, it's less attachment, as we can say it. Yeah. But attachment is still there that when you feel enjoying it, but because you want to see it again. You want to see this flower again, that's additional. It's not only that as mainly I saying attachment is you don't want to be separated. You want to separate, you don't lose it. That means you want to see it again and again. That's attachment, desire. So sometimes you can let it go. It's okay, no problem. Okay, you see really beautiful car that you want to buy it. Then even you have a money, then you say, why I need it? So I have a car which is run. What is for car? Do you really need a fancy car? Then you can let it go. That means less attachment. But the strong attachment, you will not let it go. However, you will buy it, whether you need or not need it, necessary or not necessary, you will buy it. Attachment. Some attachment, they can let it go. They have a less attachment and a strong attachment. That's the difference.
But after you said that, I remember once there was something that I really, really wanted. Normally I would have just caved, but because you mentioned that in class, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
So it is good to hear, even if it's...
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Shouldn't be surprised when you go outside, when you hear people are panicking with the coronavirus. That's they have their kind of capacity right now. This is they only have an education right now. So sometimes it makes me surprised. We Buddhists training mind long time teach. When like a situation, that kind of situations comes and then you are stuck. That makes me a little bit surprised. So and then all this idea, but how come it's not work with you now? So, and even you are like a one time is not worked, you are not accepting it's my fault, right? Oh yeah, this is not worked now. I have a heavy suffering. Now I try to think this is not work now. Okay, this is not, it will not work forever because it's not working right now. Think back how much you trained this one. Isn't there some point your fault it's not worked because you are not stronger? So that's worry is too much stronger than what your antidote should be, right? If you really challenge with this worry, that antidote you have to make strong, how much your worries make strong. So how much worry is strong, that much antidote should be strong. So equally strong, and then it can be defeat each other, right? It could be overcome by each other. But the antidote is very weak because never try to practice, hold it. That's all knowledge. Never apply practice. Just holding it, very weak. But when this like a heavy suffering comes and try apply it, of course it's not work. Because that is like an iron, this is like a butter, it's nothing, right? The heats butter to irons remaining same, butter will be melted. So yeah, that's sometimes could be your fault, you know, why it's not working. But again, you should honest and more like a, what you call, so never. Anyhow, so you'd be more investigated through by the honesty mind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought like see how much it's helped to you to think back when you go back, and then again how we can help others. You know, now it's turn we help others, not just we are holding suffering, right? So the help other means yes, giving more advice, giving more strength and hope through by logic and reason. It might help some point, yeah. Okay. Any question you have it? Okay, so then we're gonna stop here. So see, the next Saturday is Thousand Buddha offering prayer, and